If you have been struggling with procrastination, this is an episode for you. Many times we procrastinate and we assume that we are lazy, there is something wrong with us, or this is not meant for us. And this procrastination becomes an excuse. First mindset shift that we have to do when it comes to procrastination, we have to understand that sometimes we have to choose things that we don't feel like doing because in the long term they are going to pay off. I understand that nowadays, I actually had that conversation with my 18-year-old brother lately, but I understand that nowadays it is easier to put on Netflix instead of going for a walk. It is easier to go for fast food instead of cooking something at home. It is easier to start scrolling instead of facing your thoughts or your problems or doing this task that seems so huge and you've been dragging. But always, that difficult task is gonna pay off better. Scrolling is gonna give you a temporary pleasure. It's not gonna solve your problems. You're gonna avoid. Netflix is gonna give you perception of time passing or something happening or temporary excitement and being in a story, but you are not living your own story. You are living a story of somebody else on the screen. So, what we can do about procrastination, knowing that this is a defense mechanism against something, or it is an easier option then. But again, even if that's an easier option then, this is a defense mechanism. You do that because you don't want to face something else. But there are tasks that you do that are difficult, going to the gym or going to work. The difference is that you do those things because the reward is essential. But now let's say, okay, Paula, but I actually had that situation with a client of mine. And just to introduce myself, hi, my name is Paula. I am a certified confidence coach. I help people with self-confidence, with productivity, with overthinking, and anything that is basically influencing quality of their life. So now let's assume you will tell me, Paula, but I do go to work, but my productivity at work is low. So I'm gonna actually make a drawing here because it calls for a drawing. This is the curve that we have. This part is stress, this part is performance. If you are in the zone when you are like not stimulated and it's kind of boring and you know everything and you know that you can swing it in 2 hours and there is no challenge for you and you know you have too little tasks, you are in this zone. Your productivity is low because you are understimulated. Then with increased challenges, etc., you go into your peak performance state. Peak performance state is a moment when you feel inspired, when you feel challenged, when you feel motivated. When you see goals, you see them clearly and you see your growth path, and your tasks that you have to do, your ambitions, your goals are a little bit above your comfort zone, but not enough for you to feel overstimulated. And this is where we are getting at overstimulation. This is where you are stressed out. This is where burnouts happen. So you have too much on your hand, too little either time or maybe support or maybe power, because sometimes we have all the responsibility, yet we do not have a processing power to implement certain solutions that will make it easier for us, because let's say there is a management problem. And this is where the burnout happen basically. First thing I would like you to ask yourself is whether you're understimulated or overstimulated. And here I gave the example of your work environment, but it doesn't have to be. It actually can be yourself pressuring yourself. So let's say that you have a very strong inner critic, or let's say that you are a perfectionist and everything has to meet the standard of perfection that you set for yourself, but it's not even realistic. And you feel so much pressure, that's why you procrastinate. On my personal experience, I struggled with extreme inner critic. I'm saying extreme to the point when I got social anxiety, I couldn't leave the house. I worked through it, and actually like working around everything that happened with it inspired me to be on this path of life that I am now. I used to have this internalized perfectionist in my head telling me that everything that I do is not good enough. So I used to do everything. If the deadline was tomorrow, I would start today, even though I had a week for that. Because with the time pressure that I had, I didn't have time to engage with the inner critic and the perfectionist in my head. It was easier. But you know what? I realized that a year ago. Because as a child, of course, I wasn't self aware enough to be able to notice that, to be able to analyze that. And what I thought was that I was lazy or there was just something wrong with me. Those are explanations we are telling ourselves instead of looking at the real problem. Because procrastination itself is not bad. People might think, okay, but I procrastinate, but why do I procrastinate? Does it serve any purpose? Yes. For our mental well being, procrastination does serve a purpose, and it's processing. So, procrastination is here to process things, difficult decisions, something that we need to think about, or something that comes with a heavy load. For example, a procrastination that is healthy or acceptable, we would call if you are buying a house or if you are about to sign an important contract and you're saying, let me sleep on that. That's healthy procrastination. You are delaying making a decision or starting some action in order to process this action. And if you're a habitual procrastinator, when we are trying to understand why you procrastinate, first you have to ask yourself this question. So, whether you are over or understimulated. And second of all, what is over or understimulating you? If this is not the case, then maybe there are some fears that are stopping you. So, fear from not being perfect, fear from criticism. That might be an inner child wound. As a child, you have been criticized so much that now you don't want to start anything new because you already have like this tension built up. And this is, this is being overstimulated. Via understanding why you procrastinate, what is pushing you to it. Maybe your why isn't strong enough. So you want to start something, but you don't actually like it. You don't actually enjoy what you do. You don't want to explore it more. It doesn't interest you. You want to do it for, I don't know why, but maybe to prove something to others, maybe to meet others people's expectations. And then you end up procrastinating on it because you don't want to do it. But like, face it. Instead of telling yourself again and again and night after night, oh my God, I didn't start it again, I am a failure, own it. I actually don't want to do it. And trust me, your life becomes easier. Your life becomes easier because you own your decisions. You are not driven by not being able to make it or having it on your to-do list. The goal is to make to-do list a plan, not a wish list. It's a to-do list. You are planning to do it, but plan it. Put it in your calendar if you need. That's actually another method. I will do another episode on like productivity methods that you can use, but that's one of the methods in order to get things done. Putting stuff in your calendar instead of on your to-do list. To-do lists are horrible. I hate them. Sometimes they are necessary, I understand, but if you take them too seriously, they will just keep you drained and dissatisfied with your progress. Because if you have 10 things on your to-do list, and let's face it, within the 12-hour window that you have throughout the day, or like 12, 14, depends how much you sleep, whether you need your wind down time, whether you need time with a family. Let's say you have a set amount of hours throughout the day. If you have 10 tasks and each of them is 3 hours, you will not do it. Physically, you are not able to do it. So even if you cross out 3, you are crossing out 3 out of 10 and it keeps you drained, demotivated, etc. So if you plan within the hours, right? This 3 hours, I'm going to do this task. Whatever happens, I'm going to do it. Then okay, I have 10 things to do for another 3-4 days. And every day you end up day feeling accomplished. So guys, this is on procrastination. Also remember to subscribe to my channel. I'm super excited to be sharing this journey with you. If you came here from Instagram, then welcome. If you are here from YouTube, then I also have an Instagram that is going to be linked down below, I guess, or I will show it on the screen. I still have to figure it out. But the idea is that done is better than perfect. I could actually the video got cut. I don't know why, but I was in the flow already. Well, it is what it is. We're going to work with it. But guys, what I mean is that I could have procrastinated on this episode. And this video is not going to be perfect. Probably in editing, there will be some stuff that I will not like. Maybe the lighting is not right. Maybe the sound is wrong somewhere. But you know what? I will learn. I will release this episode and I will make another one better. and then next one even better. As this is my first video, let me know in the comments whether you found it useful. If you need help in battling your fear, procrastination, or some inner childhood overthinking, or something that is basically stopping you from being your true self, there is a link in the caption to book a session with me. Thank you very much for today and have a great day.